Everybody, this is my first vlog ever. Haven't really recorded myself talking about anything, so I'm just gonna wing it. This is about books. The type of books I usually read outside of school when I'm not, forced to read something would typically be about science, dinosaurs, evolution, or some philosophical type thing, psychology. Ways to better yourself, stuff like that. So I actually pulled out a couple books that I bought. One of them I read about half of it so far, and I haven't touched it in like 6 months. The other one I read like 4 pages on a plane, but I thought it was pretty interesting. And the reason I picked these 2 books, like this one, Anarchy Evolution, by Greg Graffin. He is actually the singer to the band Bad Religion, and he's also a PhD in evolution. In the book, he just kind of talks about faith, science, and religion in a world without God. He talks about, growing up in the 80s and the punk scene and how that kind of formed his view of the world and pushed him towards evolution rather than religion. And this other book is by Michio Kaku, and he is a physicist. Has this crazy white hair, kind of like Albert Einstein. I like him a lot, so I heard about his book on TV, and it's called The Future of the Mind. The first 5 pages are really, really good, so I'll probably update once I've read more of it, but it's about kind of how our brains are still evolving, and because he's a physicist, he relates aspects of physics, laws and chemistry and all that sort of things to apply it to how our culture and our expanding knowledge of everything is continuing to shape our brain. So when do I usually read? Usually I read either when I'm on a plane, sadly, because I have the time and nothing better to do, or late at night before bed. And usually I read a little more in the winter. Summer I'm usually really busy working, and I actually go on fossil digs and stuff like that. So I would classify myself as a very sporadic reader. I'm not a really particularly fast reader either, but I am word intensive. I do like language arts, and I am a good writer. So I think that kind of influences me too on the type of books I read. I generally like more higher level language and subjects. What do books offer that TV and movies don't? Well, I think books use a lot more language, obviously, that describes more distinctly what the author is trying to get through, whereas on TV and with visual things, it's a little more up to interpretation, and you set the mood with like lighting and different stuff like that. But I prefer words, honestly. You can get more depth with it, and I like poetry too, so I think that has something to do with it. I like things that make you think more. So I think because of that, books will always have a place with people. I don't think books are going to go away anytime soon. Even with our fast-paced visual culture that we have now, I still think books are more human, really, than TV and movies. So I guess that's all I have to say about books. I should read more, and you should too.